Alejandro Ruiz, CEO of a supermarket chain worth 500 million euros, decides to visit his stores incognito. Dressed as a normal customer, he enters one of his establishments in Madrid. At the checkout, he finds a young cashier crying desperately while working. "Miss, are you all right?" he asks, concerned. "I'm sorry, sir. My daughter is in the hospital and I can't even afford her medicine." Alejandro is shocked. His employees earn so little, but what he discovers next is devastating. The store manager is stealing the employees' wages, and when Alejandro decides to intervene, something happens that will change two lives forever. Alejandro Ruiz, 45 years old, is one of Spain's richest men. He has built a supermarket empire starting from nothing, and now his Mercado Max chain generates 500 million euros annually. But Alejandro has a problem. He no longer knows what really happens in his stores. Too many years spent in luxury offices, too far from reality. He has lost touch with his 15,000 employees. Today, he has decided to do something crazy. Visit his supermarkets dressed as a normal customer to see what the situation really is. He puts on jeans, a t-shirt, and a simple jacket. No one must recognize him. The first store he visits is in Madrid's Lavapiés neighborhood, one of the chain's most problematic locations. He enters like any customer, takes a cart, and begins walking through the aisles. What he sees leaves him stunned. Half-empty shelves, dusty products, dirty floors. This isn't the standard he demands from his stores, but the worst discovery comes when he reaches the checkout counters. At checkout number 3, a girl about 25 years old is serving customers with tears running down her face. Her name is Carmen Martin, according to the badge she wears. She's blonde with green eyes, and despite crying, she tries to smile at each customer. Alejandro gets in line to OB. Alejandro's heart breaks. A mother who can't heal her daughter because someone is stealing her salary. After an hour, the requested data arrives. What he reads makes him go pale. The store manager, Pablo Jimenez, is indeed stealing. He falsifies documents and pockets half of all employees' salaries. In 2 years, he has stolen more than 200,000 euros. Alejandro is furious, but decides not to intervene yet. He wants to first understand how far this situation reaches. He returns to the store just as Carmen's shift is ending. He sees her leave with still red eyes and decides to follow her. Carmen goes directly to the pediatric hospital. Alejandro follows and sees a scene that breaks his heart. A 4-year-old girl, pale and feverish, in a hospital bed. Carmen hugs her, crying. "Mommy, it hurts," whispers little Lucia. "I know, sweetheart. The medicine will come soon. I promise you." But Alejandro sees that Carmen has no idea how to keep that promise. He leaves the hospital and makes a decision. He won't just fire that thieving manager. He'll do much more. He'll change Carmen and her daughter's life forever. But first he must expose the theft system that perhaps exists in all his stores. Alejandro spends the night awake thinking about Carmen and little Lucia. He realizes that in all these years he has lost touch with his employees' reality. The next morning he decides to put a plan into action. He returns to the store still dressed as a normal customer. He wants to collect concrete evidence against manager Pablo Jimenez. He hides in the aisles and listens to conversations between employees. "My salary is 2 weeks late," says a boy from the fruit section. "Mine 3. Responds a cleaning lady. "But if we complain, Jimenez says he'll fire us." Alejandro records everything with his phone. He needs evidence to destroy that worm. Around midday, he sees Carmen return to work. Her eyes are even more swollen from crying. During her break, Alejandro approaches her. "Excuse me, how is your daughter?" Carmen recognizes him. "You're the gentleman from yesterday. Lucia is getting worse. The doctors say that without the medicine..." She can't finish the sentence. Alejandro makes a decision. "Come with me. Let's go to the pharmacy." "But I don't have money." "I do. Your daughter needs those medicines." Carmen looks at him incredulously. But why would you do this for me? You don't even know me. Because I'm also a father, and I know what it means to see a child suffer. They go to the pharmacy together. Alejandro pays 300 euros for medicine without hesitation. Carmen cries with gratitude. I don't know how to thank you. I'll pay it all back. I swear. You don't owe me anything. But now I ask you a question. Are you willing to help me expose your manager? Carmen turns pale. What do you mean? I know he's stealing your salaries and I want to stop him. But if he discovers I helped you, he'll fire me. Alejandro looks into her eyes. Trust me. When I'm finished, you won't have to worry about work anymore. Carmen doesn't know she's talking to the owner of everything, but she's about to discover that this mysterious man will change her life forever. Carmen agrees to help Alejandro, but she's terrified. She needs that job, even though it's poorly paid. Alejandro explains the plan. You have to get the manager to confess. I'll record everything. But how? Tell him you know everything, and that you want your share. Act like you're an accomplice. Carmen trembles. And if it doesn't work? Trust me, nothing will happen to you. The next day, Carmen enters Pablo Jimenez's office with Alejandro's phone hidden in her bag. Manager, she says with a trembling voice, I need to talk to you. Jimenez is a 50-year-old man, fat and arrogant. What do you want, Martin? Hurry up, I have things to do. I know what you're doing with our salaries. Jimenez turns pale. What are you talking about? I know you keep half the money for yourself, and I want my share. Are you crazy? How dare you? I have proof. Carmen lies. And if you don't start giving me what I deserve, I'm going to the civil guard. Jimenez gets nervous. Listen to me, little girl. I keep that money because I deserve it. Managing this place is hell. So you confirm that you steal our salaries? I don't steal anything. I keep what I deserve. And if you want your share, you have to keep quiet and do what I say. Carmen has recorded everything. Alejandro, hidden outside the office, smiles. He has the evidence he needs, but Jimenez does something unexpected. You know what, Martin? You've become a problem. You're fired. Carmen starts crying. No, please. I have a sick daughter. Not my problem. Pack your things and get out. Alejandro can't keep watching. He bursts into the office. Sorry to interrupt, he says with an icy voice, but I think we should talk. Jimenez looks at him confused. Who are you? How dare you enter my office? Alejandro smiles. My name is Alejandro Ruiz, and this isn't your office. Jimenez's face turns white as a sheet. He has just realized he's messed up everything. Pablo Jimenez collapses in his chair, sweating cold. Alejandro Ruiz is in front of him and his whole world is crumbling. Mr. Ruiz, I didn't know. Didn't know I'm the owner of this chain? Or didn't know that stealing is a crime? Carmen watches the scene, shocked. That man who helped her is the CEO of Mercado Max. I've recorded everything, says Alejandro, showing his phone. Your confession, the thefts, everything. Jimenez starts crying. I'm sorry. I have financial problems. My wife left me. And so you thought of stealing from workers, from mothers with sick children. Alejandro turns to Carmen. You will return to work with your correct salary of 1,000 euros and receive everything that was stolen from you. Carmen can't speak from emotion. And you, he tells Jimenez, you're fired and I'm reporting you for theft. The civil guard will arrive shortly. No, please, I have a family. You should have thought of that before. Jimenez is taken away by the civil guard. He stole for 2 years. Now he'll pay the consequences. Alejandro addresses all the store employees. Starting today, things are going to change. You will all receive the salaries you deserve. The employees applaud emotionally. Carmen approaches Alejandro. Mr. Ruiz, I don't know how to thank you. Carmen, may I call you that? Of course. You have shown courage and honesty. I want to offer you a better job. What do you mean? I want you to become cashier supervisor, salary 2,000 euros per month. Carmen faints from emotion, but Alejandro still has a surprise for her. Carmen can't believe what's happening to her. In 3 days, she's gone from being a desperate cashier to earning 2,000 euros a month. But Alejandro isn't finished. Carmen, there's something else, he tells her while they're in the now empty manager's office. What? Your daughter Lucia needs expensive care, right? Yes, but now I can afford it. The company has private health insurance for executives. You're now part of it. Carmen starts crying with joy. You mean that? That all of Lucia's care will be paid by the company forever. Carmen hugs Alejandro, crying. You are an angel. No, Carmen, you have been the angel. You opened my eyes to what was really happening in my stores. In the following days, Alejandro discovers that the problem didn't happen. Just that store. Another 15 managers were stealing employees' salaries. He fires them all and reports them, but above all, he completely changes his company's control system. I will never again, Bob. 3 months later, he visits the Lavapiés store again. The change is incredible. Full shelves, clean floors, smiling employees, and at checkout 3, Carmen works with a smile that lights up the entire store. How is Lucia? Alejandro asks. Phenomenal. The doctors say she's completely cured. And how are you, Mr. Ruiz? You saved my life, not just the job, my life. But Alejandro is about to make her the biggest proposal of all. 6 months after the episode that changed everything, Alejandro summons Carmen to his main office in Madrid, the office on the 30th floor with views of the entire capital. Carmen is nervous. Did I do something wrong? On the contrary, you did everything right. Alejandro shows her a folder. Carmen, in these months, I've observed your work. You've transformed that store into the best in the chain. I just did my duty. You did much more. You've shown leadership, honesty, ability to manage people. Carmen doesn't understand where he's going with this. Carmen, I want to offer you the management of all supermarkets in central and southern Spain. Carmen is left speechless. But I don't even have a high school diploma. You have something better. Field experience and an honest heart. But I'm just a cashier. You were a cashier. Now you can become one of the most powerful women in Spanish retail. Alejandro shows her the numbers. Salary, 8,000 euros per month. Company car, company house, and an annual bonus that can reach 100,000 euros. Carmen sits, shocked. I can't. It's too much. Carmen, listen to me. I built this empire, but I did it forgetting about people. You can help me change everything. What would I have to do? Visit all our stores, monitor that employees are treated well, ensure that no one steals again. Carmen thinks about it. And Lucia? Lucia will have the best possible education. Private schools, university, everything paid by the company. Carmen starts crying. A year ago, I was desperate. I couldn't buy medicine for my daughter, and now I can give Lucia everything I never had. Carmen accepts, but she doesn't know that Alejandro still has one last gift for her. 2 years later, Carmen Martín has become one of Spain's most respected executives. She has transformed the Mercado Max chain into an example of how employees should be treated. Fair wages, health insurance, company daycare centers for workers' children. Lucia, now 6 years old, goes to a private school and is a happy, healthy child. Carmen drives a company BMW and lives in a chalet with a garden that the company bought for her, but she has never forgotten where she comes from. Every month she returns to the Lavapiés supermarket, not as an executive, but as a friend of her former colleagues. Is it true that you used to work here? Asks a new cashier. Yes, right at checkout number 3. And how did you manage to become so important? Carmen smiles. I did the only thing I knew how to do. Be honest. That afternoon, as she's about to leave the store, she sees a familiar scene. An elderly man at checkout, his card being declined, shame in his eyes. Carmen approaches. I'll pay, grandfather, don't worry. But, miss, we can all need help, she says with the same words she had heard Alejandro say 2 years before. Alejandro, who had come to visit the store, sees the scene from afar and smiles. He has found in Carmen not only a great executive, but a person who has never forgotten the values of humility and generosity. That night, Carmen returns home and reads a story to Lucia before bed. Mom, the girl asks, is it true that we were once poor? Yes, sweetheart. And how did we become rich? Carmen looks into her eyes. We didn't become rich, Lucia. We became fortunate. What's the difference? Rich people have money. Fortunate people have people who help them when they need it. Lucia smiles and falls asleep. Carmen looks out the window of her chalet and thinks about that November afternoon when she was crying at the checkout, desperate about her sick daughter. Now everything has changed, but not by magic. It changed because she met a person who saw something special in her, honesty. And she has discovered that honesty is always rewarded in the end. If this story has moved you, if you believe that honesty can really change lives, leave a heart below. I want to hear from you. Have you ever helped someone in difficulty without asking for anything in return? Do you believe that in the work world, honesty is always rewarded? What was the nicest gesture your boss ever made for you? Remember, sometimes the most powerful people are those who know how to recognize the value of those who work honestly. And when a fair boss meets an honest employee, a miracle can happen. We'll see you in the next video with another story that will show you that those who do good receive good. I love you, honest souls.